Abra, Bowdabra, let's get ready for Easter. We're going to go over a few different ways to do your Easter baskets. I always fill the bottom of my buckets or baskets with some kind of foam or tissue to give it a solid base so my goodies don't sink. I filled the little eggs with prizes and candy. I'm using one of those gift basket bags that you can buy. Everything you see here came from the Dollar Tree. The way I make my baskets, I don't like using these bags, but I'm using it as an example. After this, we'll go over it another way. I had to get out the glue dots to help everything stay in place. These basket bags can be way too large for the containers they sell at Dollar Tree. You'll end up having to use a lot of tape to keep everything nice and secure if you like to build your baskets up high like I do. If you sink it into the container, then it's fine. I like the wow factor, so I go big. Alright, you just saw the first way we can do this. And this bag was way too big and saggy and everything wanted to fall out on the sides. Also, I didn't have room for the plastic eggs. I just taped up the bottom and around the rim of the basket to make everything more secure so things can't fall through. I pulled out my gift basket case on this one. We could have kept using the glue dots along with the extra security of the tape around the outside of this plastic bag. But if you're going to be using this much tape, I would prefer to use shrink wrap. It's much neater and professional looking than taping up your bag. And there you have it. This is the second way. Now let's go ahead and make our Bowdabra bow. I'm using a combination of 3 different purple ribbons. I went ahead and cut a dovetail into the end of each strip of these ribbons. Making combination bows is a great way to use up all your scrap ribbon, which that's what these are. Scraps. If this is your first time seeing a bow made in the Bowdabra, I'm just going back and forth with loops and streamers. Sometimes I just do 1 loop and 2 streamers and then reverse it to the other side and do the same. This makes a funky bow. I prefer this method when I'm doing a combination bow. Once I get all my loops and streamers into the Bowdabra, I'm going to use the Bowdabra wire that's underneath my bow. You'll pull it up towards the top and use it like a slip knot. This will lock your bow in place until you flip it around on the other side and tie it in a knot. Now it's time to fluff and straighten and trim if necessary, but I've already done that part. It's not necessary to fluff and straighten at this point. Wait till you get it onto your project or package. This way you're not doing your work twice. A pro tip for tying a bow onto a gift basket. Tie a half knot in the back as tight as you can get it, then bring it all the way around to the front. That's when you go ahead and tie the knot underneath the bow. By doing this method, you'll get it extra tight when you pull it back around to the front. Plus, your knot won't show, it'll be hidden in the bow. I don't know about you, I could fluff and straighten on a bow all day long. I've actually had people come take them away from me and say, "That's fine, it's pretty, leave it alone." But it wasn't good enough for me. Another tip, don't ever let a bow drive you crazy. Alright, number 2 is done. This is our third method, the cellophane method. I custom size my cellophane by sitting my basket into the center of the cellophane sheet and just pull it up until I think it's high enough to cover everything I'm going to wrap. I slice it and then I gather the cellophane as if I'm already wrapping it and get all the sides secure and closed, and then I'm going to use my gift basket case. With it already in the wrapped position, you'll see what I do next. What I do is I tuck my sides in and I cover them with my front and back pieces. Now I'm going to place it down into my gift basket case and fold the flaps over, and it should hold pretty good for me. When I get ready to tie off my gift basket, the cellophane's pretty much still in place. Remember the plastic gift basket bags I don't really like? Here's a perfect use for them. This will keep your eggs from rolling out everywhere. Now if I wasn't using the gift basket case, I would probably be using glue dots, and I would have my basket sitting on the cello that I'd already pre-measured. If you've noticed, I use a cake turntable underneath my gift baskets and the Bowdabra. This allows me to see all sides with a smooth transition and not disturb anything I've already placed in the basket. I tend to turn the Bowdabra a little bit as I'm making bows, so the turntable really helps with that also. Now it's time to close this basket up. I'm just going to pick the cellophane back up to the pattern of how I laid it in there to have all the sides closed. That would be pull the fronts and the backs with the sides tucked in underneath so there's no gaps. I like to secure all my gift baskets with a zip tie. Leave it a little loose at first and make sure all the cello got pulled up nice and tight, and then I secure it. Time to remove. Sometimes when I wrap baskets, I will hang things out of the bow, and I like to stick something at the top. In this case, it was the pinwheel. When making gift baskets, I always have some packing tape handy. Don't be afraid to tape those gaps or loose wrapping. The gift basket case used is my prototype and not available yet. Alright, let's review this before we move on to the next step. First, we built a nice, strong, sturdy base into our basket, covered it with Easter grass, and now we're measuring cellophane to wrap our basket. Normally, you wouldn't try to put as many items in this size of a basket that I'm going to do. Normally, you would start placing your larger items in the back of your basket and build the smaller ones up towards the front, using glue dots to assist if necessary. This method would bring everything up nice and high and showy and not sink it down in the basket. Once everything is in place, you would pull up all the sides of the cellophane and tie it off, then decorate with a bow. Let's give this Easter basket the ultimate test. I think they love it. They're going to cut a slit down both sides of the basket in the cellophane. This way they can reach in and grab whatever they want without everything falling all over the place. And believe it or not, they will share.